Nityanandam, this is Ma Mridu here, and welcome back to Facebook Live. Today, it's about relationships. And let me ask you, who's the person you've had the best relationship, or who's the person you are having the best relationship? Feel free to comment. It can be with your family, your friends, your relatives, or a particular person, or with yourself. Now, why do I say with yourself? The first person that you know well enough, or at least the most, is yourself. And then we get to learn to interact with the rest of the world. Now, what happens is we go all out to make various relationships. We go all out to make so many friends, so many connections, so many networks. But then we fail to connect with ourselves. And that's the starting point. The minute you connect with yourself and understand yourself and have a close relationship with yourself, that is how life starts. Now, most of us, we do not even know what's happening within ourselves because we are so caught up in a rat race of life. We are going all out to do what we have to do to make the ends meet, including running for your job, running to the school, running to pay your bills, everything and anything. But hardly time to sit and understand who you really are. Now, this sounds very strange because none of you may be thinking about uh, having a relationship with yourself. But this is where the real relationship starts, and this is where you discover yourself once again. Once you have a perfect relationship with yourself, any relationship you have after that is just going to be amazing because it all starts with you. And when you can connect with yourself, you can connect with the other person as well. Now, what I'd like to share is we have an amazing program called Inner Awakening. And in this program, you will learn once again how to rediscover who you really are. What are you actually made up? Are you the thoughts? Are you your words? Are you your actions? Are you the way you feel? Or is it your inner space that really constitutes who you really are? Who are you actually? Because we may find ourselves at times saying something, doing another thing, thinking another thing, and feeling the fourth thing. So there's so many layers of ourselves. But who are we really? For you to discover this, who you really are, and how you can align all of these together, Inner Awakening is the best program you can offer yourself. I should remember my very first Inner Awakening in Haridwar, that was sometime in 2014. And I didn't know what to really expect from the program. All I knew was I'm going to be here and some transformation is going to happen to me, and I was sure about it. And through the processes that we went through, rediscovering your true self, uh, doing various sessions on completion, that means resolving or cleaning up the hangover effects that we have in our inner space, picking up incidents or root patterns basically, and how do we complete and drop these root patterns. Root patterns are basically some incident that happened in an early age and that left a very strong impact in your inner space and a strong cognition or a strong thought, and how that continues to manifest in your life in similar kind of incidents. And the minute you know what it is, and the minute you decide to drop it or complete with it, your whole life takes a 360-degree turn. This is an amazing opportunity to reconnect with yourself once again. Let me tell you something. You may have the best of everything, you may have the best of, you name it, you have it. But if you can't connect with yourself and you can't take yourself to the next level for yourself, then what's the use of all that you have? Up to a certain point, you may feel that you need the material things around you, the relationships around you, but after a certain time, you know they don't take you to the next level, and there's something much more that you really need for yourself. After all, life is for yourself, life is for us. I'm not saying to be selfish and only think of ourselves, but the minute you learn to love yourself and to connect with yourself and have the best relationship with yourself, you can open up your arms to the whole world. You can be here to contribute to the whole world, but only after you understanding who you really are and how you can have the best relationship. Inner awakening is a beautiful opportunity to rewrite your future, rather, to rediscover who you are and to rewrite, basically, to undo what has been done and rewrite it. Now, I'll just share one incident what inner awakening can really do for you, as it did for me. Uh, for me as a child, when I grew up, I constantly saw that I was not being treated fairly by my family. And this left a very strong imprint and a cognition in me that life is not being fair to me. Because if I see my parents or my family or my mom uh, treating me the same way day after day, it becomes a very strong cognition that life is not fair to me. And I carried that cognition so heavily as a child. And when I saw that, and what I saw was this thing became more prevalent in other aspects of my life, like in school. I could now see that my teachers are not treating me fairly, my friends are not treating me fairly. And later in life, I began to see it in all other aspects, in a job, in a college, and you name it, it was all there. And I didn't know what was it actually. Is it something that is stuck onto my skin now? I can't remove it. When I went for inner awakening, I picked this up as my root pattern, as something that happened at a very young age and continued to make some impact in my life. And the minute I decided to just drop that root pattern or complete with it, I saw my life going through a drastic change. Couple of months after inner awakening, when I returned, I got a job which was paying me 30% more than my earlier job. And within 1 month after that job, within the same job, they offered me to move or to move to a foreign location, and which paid me much, much more than what I was drawing. Now, how can you say life is not fair when it blesses you with such a blessing? Little did I know that I was going to go to that heights. Little did I know I was going to move to a foreign country to head an entire different setup, a different organization, getting involved in change management activities, something I never thought of. But because some completion happened at that level, life is now taking a turn to allow you to experience new things. See, the very thing is what you want in life and what you believe in life. What you want in life, for example, you want to buy a house. And what you believe about it is, for example, I don't think I'm going to make it. It's too expensive. The loans, I may not get the loans. And, or I've got to manage a big house right now. I don't want to do it. So you believe one thing, you desire another thing. In the end, you only manifest what you believe, because that's how cosmos operates. So a lot of our belief systems get altered during this inner awakening process. It's an amazing process. You also go through past life regression and that experience, or a body experience, which is amazing, and it will do you amazing healing on your system. All this is done in the physical presence of Paramahamsa Nityananda. Swamiji will basically be taking you through this entire processes just to ensure that you are there, taken care of during these processes. It's an amazing process. It's an overhaul for your inner space. And that's the best gift you can give to yourself and to your family and friends. So with this, blessings, and I hope to see you soon in any one of our inner awakenings. I'll be posting the link here for the next inner awakening program, which is starting on February 15th. And for the future inner awakenings is happening up to mid of this year. With this, blessings and Nityanandam.